guys, welcome. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be filming a new video, which you're watching currently right now. Duh. I'm gonna be reading "Only Love Can Hurt Like This" by Paige Toon. I hope you guys can see that. We're gonna be reading chapter 7, page 70. Isn't it crazy how these chapters always land on what's it called, on the pages with 7 on them, like the number 7. Like last chapter was chapter 60 and it started on page 60. Wait, did I say chapter 60? I meant chapter 6. This is chapter 7, and it starts at page 70. That's so cool, huh? Anyways, let's get into this. So it says, "Ren, Cheryl is calling me." I climbed down from Bambi, gracefully breathing in the fresh air. It's what I'm calling the airstream now. A name as cute as that doesn't need an article. "Would you run this down to the Fredricksons?" Cheryl asked when I appeared round the side of the barn. She's holding up a bottle of what looks like frizz and... What's frizz? And a jar of the peach puree she made earlier. "Thank you. Gift?" I asked as I approached. "Yep. Shall I charge first?" I glanced down at my Grimes-splattered charcoal gray shirt dress. She shakes her head dismissively. "They're farmers. They won't think twice about what you look like." That's a bit judgmental. Oh, sorry. I think I said, shall I charge first? Shall I change first? I only mean that they're used to getting their hands dirty. It's a good thing, she snaps. "Whatever you say." I take the bottle and jar from her, realizing that Andres is probably on his way back to Indianapolis. Not that I care what he thinks of my appearance, I lied to myself. I was full of hope when I unlocked the airstream, but swiftly came down to earth with a bump. It reeks of mold and damp. Its former owners laid down a carpet that now rimmed with black mold and curling at the edges. When I lifted up a corner, I found rotting floor tiles underneath. The original fixtures and fittings remained, but they're in bad shape. Moths have been at the curtains, mice have shredded the faded yellow bench seat cushions, and something else has been eating away at the woodwork. I'm gutted. It's far too big a restoration job for me to tackle in the short time I'm here, but I can't quite bring myself to replace the tarp yet. One of the cool things about the caravan is its door within a door. There's a solid metal outer door and an inner mesh one that keeps out creepy crawlers. I leave the outer one open so it can air out later on. The Fredrickson farm is about a half mile away, separated from Dad and Cheryl's property by the pumpkin patch and a field. The big red barn comes into view in the distance first, even though the farmhouse is closer, but the house is obscured behind the tall stalks of maize that I'm walking beside. The barn is a stunning piece of historic architecture, painted a deep red and built almost entirely out of wood with a mansard roof. I think they call mansard roof Dutch or gambrel? I don't know. Roofs here. They're symmetrical in shape. with two slopes on each side of the roof to give added height and storage space. At the end of the maize field is the narrow track Andrews rode along yesterday to get to the storm shelter. It butts up a white picket fence that also runs adjacent to the main track. Behind this fence is a lawn and the farmhouse. Yesterday I noted that the farmhouse mirrors the design of the barn, but only now can I take time to appreciate it. It's red like the barn, but much smaller and more decorative, with white window surrounds breaking up the weatherboard facade and a central gabbed dormer built into the terracotta tiled roof. The windows are rectangular and symmetrical, but below the roof line at the sides and at the top of the dormer are small triangular shaped windows. As I unlatched the gate and began walking up the garden path, I noticed that there is a dark gray BMW with its bolt open, parked on the drive to the left of the house. Climbing up the 3 steps to the central front door, I reach for the doorbell and pause at the sound of raised voices coming from around the side of the house. "You're being stupid," Patrick exclaims, and the side door to the house opens and closes, making a rattling sound or noise. "There are 1,000,001 ways to kill yourself on a farm." "Yeah, well, this is the easiest," Andres replies as he appears in my line of vision. Do you do what you want then?" I hear Patrick snap before the side door bangs shut again, causing Andres to flinch. He shakes his head resignedly, I think, and places 3 long rifles. Places 3 long rifles or shotguns. I wouldn't know, but they are guns. In the boot and closes it. Then he sees me on the porch and freezes. "I bought these for your parents." I dazedly lift up the bottle and jar. "Ma," he shouts, "Ren's here." Footsteps approach from behind the front door, and Peggy opens it up with a slightly frantic smile on her face. "Hello, Ren." Her tone is imbued with warmth, but she's visibly on edge. "Hi, I wanted to give you these from Cheryl and my dad and me." I pass her the peach puree. "I'm not sure if you like Bellinis, but if you add peach puree to the sparkling wine, they make a good cocktail. You're supposed to use prosecco or prosciutto, but I don't know if they sell that in town. This was the only bottle we had in the cupboard. Just a little thank you gift for saving us yesterday. I've come over all wordy. Well, you didn't need the saving. As it turned out, tornado didn't come close." I laughed nervously. We might not have been so lucky." Glancing to my left, I see Andres is still standing there, watching us. "Anyway, thank you again," I say overly cheerfully. "I'd better get home for dinner." I hurry down the steps and along the garden patch. "Andres can give you a lift." Peggy calls after me. "He's just leaving." No, it's okay," I reply hastily. "I'm happy walking." I glance over my shoulder in time to see him shoving his hand through his hair and staring after me. A look of disconcertion on his face. Disconcentration on his face. I don't know why I said disconcertion. I don't know. I turn away and go through the gate. Wait, did I skip? No. I turn away and go through the gate. I don't know why I reacted like that. Was it seeing him with all those guns, or was it seeing him, period? Every time we say goodbye, or more accurately, don't say goodbye, I figure it'd be the last time. Then there he is again, making me feel all edgy and off Kettler. I haven't gone more than a couple 100 feet or so when I hear a car crawling up behind me. It begins to go past, then slows. You okay? Andres asks. I nearly jump out of my skin at the unexpectedly close proximity of his voice. It slipped my mind that the driver's side is on the left in America. I was anticipating him calling across from the other side of the door. You are tense, he says, from literally right beside me. You think? I reply sarcastically, glancing at him and immediately pulling my gaze away. I should watch where I'm going. You know, you're standing to give me a complex. Oh, you know, you're starting to give me a complex. He lifts up his left arm and then sniffs his armpit. What? Then rests his elbow on the window ledge. Narrowing my eyes, I ask him outright, why do you have all those guns? He scratches his chin and stares at the road. Farmers have guns. He sounds resigned. People have guns. I know they do, but why do you have so many in the boot of your car? I'm taking them home with me. To Indianapolis? Yep. Why? Because He starts as though he's going to tell me, but his sentence breaks off. It's complicated, he says at last. Are you worried about Jonas? The car comes to a stop, but it takes my brain a moment to catch up, so I have to backtrack a couple of paces. Why do you say that? He seems hyper alert as he stares at me through the open window, and I feel jittery as I return his gaze, noticing once more the strange fleck of orangey brown in his eyes. No, amber. It's only a feeling I had, I say hastily, but your mom seemed concerned about him during the storm and your dad was pretty upset when he went missing. Obviously, that's all understandable, considering what's going on, but I couldn't help but wonder if everything was alright with him. He sighs. My brother he hasn't been himself lately, he admits heavily. My mom called me because she was worried, so that's why he came home during racing season. Jonas, I ask very tentatively, are you scared he might hurt himself? Is that why he's removing the guns? I hope not, but it's not a risk I'm willing to take. He swallows and stares at the out the windscreen, suddenly looking vulnerable. It feels wrong leaving. You can't stay? I ask gently, my heart going out to him. Not if I want to keep my job. I'm so sorry, Andres. I instinctively pressed my hand to his elbow. I should get going. He withdraws his hand inside the car, and then he glances at me, his gaze drifting downward over my charcoal gray dress. His brows bunched together as I belatedly remember what state I'm in. You look as though Jackson Pollock has been at you with a can of green paint, he muses. I laugh, and his ensuring smile makes me feel as though the sun has come out after a long cold winter. Would Scott know who Jackson Pollock is? Take care, he says. You too. And just like that, it's winter again. Well, that was the end of chapter 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.